Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, Sachin ji.
Good morning, Arupji. Arupji.
गुड मॉर्निंग ऑल।
Good morning. तो हम लोग 2 मिनट वेट कर लेते हैं बस.
श्योर श्योर।
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. We'll just start from 9:03 today. Okay. Yes.
Good morning, Arupji. Good morning, Annapurna.
Good morning, Sujata.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes. We'll just start in 2 minutes today. Yeah. So good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's Saturday morning session. I think recording is on. Can somebody confirm whether the recording is on? Because
Yes, sir. It is on, sir.
okay, thank
Yes,
you, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So as you all know, we have been again barraged with a lot of notifications and circulars which have come, but amongst them, a few are there which are of significant interest to all of us. So we thought of discussing them, and unfortunately, the speaker who was supposed to take it, he could not take it last week, and this week also there is some emergency coming at his professional front. So we thought of not skipping the SMS because I think this is the only 1 hour that we all get together. So we thought of that we'll all take the most of the situation. So we'll start with first thing, circular notification on specified premises, and then we'll move on to the late fees so that the members who are joining later also they don't miss on the important thing of the late fees. Well, I had initially planned to take late fees first, but I think as some members are yet to join, so we'll take that on the second part. Okay, so I'll just share the notification first. Yes. Yeah. So again here, notification 5 was issued on the 16th of Jan 2025. So what was the, I'll also go back to the background of this particular issue because I have handled this issue with this issue very close to my heart because I could see, actually what had happened during COVID, all this entire hospitality industry was under the deluge of huge clouds. Okay, they lost so much of money. They had to lay off people. They took loans to survive because some of the hotels they just opened and they were somehow trying to manage it. They paid salaries. Somewhere they did not pay salaries. But after all this, in 2022, we see a rate rationalization in the form of all those that from 18th July 2022, as we all know, that one up to 1,000 exempted, 1,000 to 7,500, 12% with ITC, beyond that, with 18%, and all those things were there. Finally, the government heard, listened to our request and made it simpler. 7,500 ke niche hai, so it's just 12% with ITC, 7,500 ke upar hai, so it's 18% with ITC. So that was a welcome move for all of us because when we handle some of the small homestays, in the northeast India, which is like Assam, Manipur, or say even in Darjeeling, also we have a lot of homestays and all. So there are a lot of confusions. Sometimes they're charging below 1,000, sometimes below above 1,000, and their turnover to beyond 20 lakhs, and all those issues are there. So that was an issue. So that was an issue that was taken care of in July 2022. But the other issue that we were mainly fighting with is that I am a hotel. And I, throughout the year, charge less than 7,500 from my guests, okay, per unit per day. That is the tariff that I have, published tariff that I have. But what happens during Christmas, during Durga Puja, okay, or during other festivals, what I do is I go into some kind of offers. And what are the offers? I say that you will get the room at 10,000 per night. That is the published tariff. But I will give you a 20% discount. Sorry, I'll give you a 30% discount. So net, I'm getting 7,000. Okay. And why was I doing this? Just to give the person a feel that they are getting 3,000 ka discount. Okay. Well, I had my purpose to sell the room at 3,000, 7,000 only. My purpose was not to sell the room at 10,000. But somehow the customers engage more when we give all these benefits. So the hotel industry gives all these things. But entire year, the tariff rate, published tariff rate is less than 7,500. Only for maybe those 7-10 days, the tariff was above 7,500. Now, investigation agencies come to my place and they come to my place for ITC verification. Okay. As I had taken ITC from somebody who is found to be a non-genuine taxpayer and he did not pay his 3B. So for his investigation, they come to me to see how much I have purchased. And suddenly they get into this area of tariff and all. And they say, अरे सर आपने तो 18% से ज्यादा लिया है पब्लिश टैरिफ है आपका सॉरी 7,500 से ज्यादा है आपका टैरिफ सो I said sir but it's only for 7 days and that's true for that festival and we have not taken also we have primarily taken 7,000 only and that is documented but as it was there in the definition okay as it was there in the definition that where the published tariff is more than 7,000 it will be considered to be specified premises. If it's a specified premises, then the GST on the restaurant services will be 18%. So we suddenly are slumped with notices where surprisingly the computation is done on the basis that for the entire year, even before say the first day the tariff was above published tariff was about 7,500 was the 22nd of December. But I get the demand from 1st April 2020, say 2022. Or say 2023, whatever it is. And I am being told that from April 23 to March 24, you have to pay your restaurant services ka jo bhi aapne kiya hai, uske upar you have to pay 18%. And you'll get the ITC. You'll get the ITC. But please bear in mind, I have never collected 18%. And that tariff was only for 7 days. Second issue is that when I am supplying at the rate of 18, when I'm supplying at the rate of 5%, I could make the supply through the e-commerce operator, the Swiggy and Zomatos of the world. Okay. But when I'm making a supply with 18%, I'm not allowed to make the supply through the e-commerce operators. So these were multiple issues that was bothering us. So we went and we requested that this is kind of a injustice that is happening because it's based on time. So finally, we get a relief in the GST Council meeting. They took cognizance of this fact, and finally, we have this notification. So what does it say? Specified premises for the financial year means a premises from where the supplier has provided in the preceding financial year hotel accommodation service having the value of supply of any unit of accommodation service above 7,500 rupees per unit per day or equivalent. So please bear in mind there are two important changes that have happened. One, the word tariff has been removed. Published tariff has been removed. Okay. So now what is it? Having the value of supply of unit of accommodation. So whatever is your transaction value, that will be considered for all practical purposes. It doesn't matter whether in Make My Trip you have published a tariff of 20,000 and given a discount of 50% to that person. I'm sorry, 15,000 or say 12,000 or something like that, and then given a 50% discount and charge only 6,000 to the person. So it is actual transaction value. So this is one of the major changes that has come. Second major change, and when a welcome relief to all of us in the hotel sector, is that they've added the word in the preceding financial year. So your risks are mitigated. In 23-24, in the Christmas week, you offer rates at above 7,500. So you are not going to be charged 18% from that day itself. You don't need to be wary about how can I quickly change my software? How can I make the entire cost structure change? How can I connect with my e-commerce operators and all those things you don't need to do? Because when we were told to do this, because in some of the cases, I'm handling one of the five-star hotels. So they had taken five-star hotels, but the brand is a non-premium segment brand, a non-premium segment brand. So there, they didn't have rooms above 7,500. But still, because they were offering rooms for a few days, the published tariff was 7,500. They had taken this cautious stand of, offering all the restaurant room rates at 18% from the day they charge 7,500. But that meant a huge issue for all of us because the entire software had to be, mapped. It had to be changed. The entire e-commerce operation function that had to be changed, and it's a huge backend activity. So now, second significant thing is that it's in the preceding financial year. So if and only if in 23-24 I charge 7,500 per unit per day, okay, per unit per day, and the thing is that in the next financial year I will have to charge for the restaurant services in that specified premises 18% with ITC. That all these changes are coming with effect from 1st April 2025. So what will happen to prior to 2025? That also we'll see sometime. So a premises for which a registered person supplying hotel accommodation service has filed a declaration on or after the 1st of January and not later than 31st of March of the preceding financial year, declaring the said premises to be specified premises, or a premises for which a person applying for registration has filed a declaration within 15 days of obtaining acknowledgement for the registration application, declaring the said premises to be a specified premises. So two important things here. It's just like the GTAs of the world. Okay. So what do we need to do? In the interim period of 1st January, okay, or to 31st March of the preceding financial year, we'll have to give a declaration whether I want to move on to the 18% category or not. So even though in 24-25, I didn't have a room with 18% rate, even for one day, I have the option. मैं रिस्क लेने वाला नहीं हूँ. मैं आगे जाके I don't want to cater to any risk. मैं 1st अप्रैल से जो है कि मैं 18% पे चला जाऊंगा कि कलेक्ट करना है, ITC लेना है, मेरे लिए अच्छा है. मेरा पूरा होटल का मुझे ITC मिलता है, इसमें मुझे ITC मिलेगा. Okay, and all those benefits will come to me. So if I take that stand, you're welcome to take that stand, even though your rate of tax was not 18% for the accommodation, even on a single day during 24-25. Right? So that is one that comes. Second question that comes is, one side gives this declaration. Do I need to repeat it every year and year? No, they have clarified. We don't need to give it a year on year. Only thing, if you want to come out of it, if you want to withdraw this particular thing, you are saying, "नहीं भैया मैं तो कभी भी 7,500 से ऊपर दूंगा ही नहीं." So what you can do is you can withdraw this particular thing. Okay, through form number 9, annexure 9, you can withdraw this entire benefit, and you can go ahead by charging 5% without ITC. Okay. The next wonderful thing that they have given is that even if you're getting your new hotel, you're getting just registered within 15 days from receiving your ARN. Okay, but this is a bit surprising because we already asked questions on this, that many a time there's a slip between the cup and the lip. We file registration applications, they get rejected and rejected and rejected. One of my friends says that, it was easier to get yes from a girl while we were proposing. It's difficult to get a registration now, easily by applying. In some cases, we apply even 3 times and then setting off all the difficulties and getting the registration. But coming back to our point, here, what they've added in the notification is, added in section rather, is that within 15 days of receiving the ARN for the registration, you need to give this declaration in an extra cell, an extra 8. In an extra 8, that I want to charge 18% on my restaurant services. So that is again an issue which is going to come, because we are not sure whether within 15 days we'll be getting that not, we'll be getting all this benefits or not, whether we'll get the registration or not. What happens if I get an acknowledgement but I don't get the registration? So all those things need to be clarified. We already sought for all those clarifications. So this is one important thing that is coming. And how does it benefit in the other way is that even for e-commerce operators, their entire chain, because when we are working with e-commerce operators, we have to set up an infrastructure network also. How the call is coming. You are booking in Zomato. The Zomato call comes to me. I take the call, accept the call. Then it moves to my kitchen. There is a KOT. The KOT is adjusted at that rate. Then the billing happens. Then the delivery happens. So this entire chain, that can also be properly planned, because now everything is dependent on the preceding financial year. So we have an idea that as to how we can plan it, not like the idea that investigating agencies were taking the stand that even if it exceeds on one day during the financial year, then going forward for all the period, for the rest of the tax periods, you have to charge 18% on the restaurant. So again, these are the simple
Arupji.
declarations that have been given. Yes, sir.
If we go
Sorry.
if we go to option number 3, if you can go. Here they have not, if we see option number 1 and 2, they have specified hotel accommodation. But in option number 3, they have not specified hotel accommodation. So can a meaning be taken that a standalone restaurant can also opt into option number 3 for 18%?
No, they have said the word, they have used the word premises.
So premises, it can be a restaurant also.
No, they have said here, specified premises.
Specified premises, but in clause number 1 and 2, they have provided premises for which the registered person supplying hotel accommodation.
Right.
But there is no specification of hotel accommodation in clause number 3.
Yes.
A premises for which a person applying for has filed a declaration within 15 days, declaring the said premise to be specified premise. This is the only condition.
But if they would have wanted to say restaurant services, then they would have said restaurant services. So
what I am saying is that either there is
there is a typo here. I'll have to see the agenda. It's a typo, but I'll just check this and again confirm in the group, because
Arupda, this looks like a mistake because if you look at the intention, even in the minutes, I don't think they intend to give this to a independent restaurant at all. Because then what will happen is all your QSRs, KFC, Subway, they are waiting for 18% with credit. Exactly. They don't intend to give 18% to the quick service restaurants because their entire credit is going to make them beneficial under 18%.
No, so, I guess, Yatish, you are right to say. Because, that's what the cases of the world, they are waiting for 18% because their lease rentals and all are so high. So, Arpit, I think, that is what, but there's an interesting thing that you have pointed out that यहाँ पे premises for hotel accommodation add नहीं किया उन्होंने. But in all intents, since they have used the word premises, I am of the firm belief that this will apply only for the specified premises in the hotel accommodation.
If we go through the
but again,
rate notification.
Yes,
If
yes.
we go through the rate notification, the
Huh,
rate
huh.
notification is restaurant services supplied other than by specified premises.
Right.
That is 5%. So if
Huh.
restaurant services provided through specified or what is specified premises for which I have filed a declaration.
Right.
So there might be a skip, but at present, how it is worded, it has not been qualified with hotel accommodation.
Right. That is not there. But since we are going with the content of the minutes, the decision that has been taken, and the this discussion that has happened combined with this, so I think on a wholesome way, because there are certain issues in even other notifications also. Kahin pe comma ka mistake and all those things are there. But yeah, this is a thing. I think then we can take this up when we are taking it, because we have already taken this point up for that issue. You are telling me that I have to give this declaration within 15 days from the date of my ARN. But kya hoga if my registration only gets cancelled?
Yes.
Milta nahi hai. Then what will happen?
Yes.
So that is our key issue right now, which we took up in the GRC. In the last GRC, we took up this issue. That this is a welcome change, but because what will
And
happen is
the term premises would also be then would have to be very
defined.
minutely defined, because there is the first floor, there is a second floor,
Yes.
and there is a adjoining premises wherein a common gate is there.
Right.
So whether I would be filing, it would be treated for the alongside premise also. So previously there was since they have asked for a declaration, and I only say first floor and I do not say second floor. Whether
Ah.
it would be the combined one or the end. So there might be many issues,
Achha, I
and they
think,
have not.
but नहीं अर्पित जी आपके इसके लिए I think we can go to the हाँ this one annexure 8 इसको भी एक बार पढ़ लेते हैं.
हाँ जी.
हाँ यहाँ पे कर दिया ना उन्होंने. Declaration by a person applying for registration before the jurisdictional authority declaring the premises to be specified premises.
No, that is clear. A specified premise. Now, what is the scope of the word
पूर्ण
premise?
अच्छा वहाँ पे definition right. But I think intent तक जाएंगे on the basis of harmonious construction. तो I think it will be because देखिए ये तो माजरा उन्हीं का है मतलब होटल्स का ही है जिन्होंने ये मुद्दा उठाया with this main point because we have been deluged in I'll not name the state but in one state all the hotels, many of the hotels, not all the hotels, many of the small hotels, they've got demands worth 1.5 crores, 2 crores, considering all 4 years, all 3 years, then interest, then penalty. Okay. And imagine the type of situation. We are just rebounding. We are just rebounding from our COVID losses. We have made so much loss during 22, 21, 22. Abhi we are just rebounding and then we are deluged with all these notices. So, but अभी यहाँ पे वो as is where is basis का भी क्या होगा वो that is something that we don't know. Hopefully 11A will come to our rescue in this. But yeah,
if we can go through the previous form, the opt-in.
Yes.
Just above.
Yes.
Just above.
Yeah.
So I do hereby declare that premises shall be a specified premise for financial year. Further, I understand that the said declaration will apply to the entire financial year. So I have to mention the premise of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Or the hotel which is providing.
No, of course it will be the hotel. It will be the address of the hotel.
If we can go through the definition of specified premises.
A premises from where the supplier has provided in the preceding financial year hotel accommodation service having the value of supply of any unit of accommodation above 7,000 rupees, 7,500 rupees.
So the term supplier.
What? The Amit. Yeah.
So supposedly there is a premise where there is a hotel and the hotelier rents out the restaurant premise to some other person.
Okay.
Now the hotel is being run by another person and the restaurant is being run by another person.
Okay.
This is a point. This is an important point. I think there's a deviation, Arpit ji. Previously, it was purely on the location. Now they have moved to the supplier.
Yes.
So what you are bringing is the point I wanted to just say that now if the restaurant is outsourced to a third party, he may
Mhm.
not fit into this now.
Yes, yes,
Earlier,
yes.
it was based on because this happens in our state also. What happens is the room service provider says, I don't want to get into the restaurant aspects. I outsource it for a rent or something to a third party. It is located within his premises.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now there is a deviation which looks from the language of that definition.
No, in my view, then RPG also specified premises का definition में fall ही नहीं करेगा ना then, because the restaurant is not.
Previously, Aruji,
पहले करता
previously
था.
it was falling within specified premises. Now it would not be falling.
Yes, very much correct.
Because they have linked, if we go through clause number A, premises from where the supplier is provided.
Yes.
Now they have treated that as supplier of the hotel accommodation and supplier of the restaurant service are same person.
Right.
Then only this declaration, this is how they have defined it.
Arupji, you'll have to look at the older
Acha,
notification.
you're saying,
Ah.
right.
There it was purely the location. If your restaurant is located, that restaurant qualifies as for 18%, irrespective of who the supplier is. So
Yes.
now that supplier has to be the same person. So that is where there is the RPG is bringing that distinction.
Right.
Arup sir, in addition to what Yatish sir and saying, in few of the models, we are able to see that they're coming out with a revenue sharing model. Like
Yes.
owner and the person who is running with a brand like Taj or Marriott,
Yeah.
it is. So they are coming out with a model where whatever the rent is going to be received for that hotel accommodation, they are going to share in a specified proportion, I can say. So can we still say that the owner and the brand owner is only a rental agreement and the balance, it's only a revenue sharing model? So in that case, I think only the
No.
person who is holding the brand should apply for this registration and not the person who is owning the property, even though the method of sharing that rent is based on revenue sharing. And we
No,
look
I
that
think-
aspect also, sir. Yeah.
No, but in that, I think it's on the management service model. No. See, it's Taj is owning the brand, Taj runs the restaurant, and the restaurant is managed by, say, XYZ. But Taj is doing the entire billing in that case.
Yeah, Taj is
And
total, and whatever they are going to get, they are going to share it with their owner.
Yeah.
So
So-
still, even though that model is revenue sharing model, only the person Taj should apply for this.
Yeah, because
specific
here, as
premises
RPG
and
has
all.
pointed out, as RPG has shared, here
Yeah.
the Taj remains a supplier.
Yeah. So this was like after this amendment, I think. So I think that revenue sharing model also has to be redrafted because earlier both were falling, and only the Taj will be falling in the specified premises, right?
But even in the earlier situation,
Because both are receiving that consideration. Like for example,
but who was doing the billing? Because in our cases, like say the management fee model that we have, certain clients that we have, the billing is done by the hotel only. And
Yeah,
the
billing
management
will be
consultant
done.
is only being paid the revenue separately.
Yes. Billing is always done by Taj only.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
the
yeah.
model is like both are going to get that consideration actually.
Yeah.
Arupji,
Yes.
Praveen here.
हाँ प्रवीण जी बोलिए.
There is the point which I heard is if the restaurant is leased out,
Yes.
then department is seeking this interpretation that it is within your premises. So
Ah.
you have to pay 18% on restaurant,
हाँ.
right? So
Right.
there are 2 points which we discussed in Ahmedabad.
हाँ.
One is, say for example, there is a hotel premises and there is a concept where ground floor is leased out. And there is a McDonald's, right? McDonald's independent unit, nothing to do with hotel entry separate, but it is within the premises. The layout, plan pass is, building is one and the same. I asked department whether you will ask McDonald's to pay 18%. They said no. Right. So
Hmm.
once the property is leased out and the rent is received by the hotel owner, so and department is giving a separate registration to these people, then
Mhm.
the question does not come arise whether within your same building or outside building. That is one point we discussed. Second point of discussion was in relation to directors' sitting fees. Anything paid to director, there was earlier notification in service tax, continued in GST, where incapacity, the word was missing, right? Which they clarified recently in GST. That reference was brought in to this hotel, this query, wherein it
Mhm.
was said that, sir, please, I am a director. I am giving you a professional service to the company and I am charging 1 crore rupees. Who shall pay the service tax or GST? Now,
Right.
if director pays, you will catch company that you have to pay RCM. And if company pays, you will catch director, play that is 1 crore fees, about 10 lakh in service tax, about 20 lakhs in GST. You pay service tax or GST respectively. So we try to pursue the department saying, sir, that has to be a service. In capacity of director, the words were missing, but that has to be read in that fashion, that in capacity of director, any service is provided, the service tax is applicable on company. That concept was brought into this hotel query of the department, where they don't accepted it. But once the restaurant is leased out or part of the property is leased out and where restaurant is run,
Mhm.
it has to be read that the hotel should be owned, the restaurant should be owned by the hotel owner. Just there is an open interpretation that restaurant is in same premises does not mean, or should not be concluded that any restaurant within the hotel premises. It has to be read in line with restaurant in premises, but that has to be owned by the hotel.
Right. So yeah, Praveen, that's what actually what Arpit and Yatish said. I think this is something model that I have not handled, but so I'll ponder upon it. So, but
Arupji,
I think yes.
But
Arupji, what Praveen
Arup
sir is
sir,
saying,
Arup,
अच्छा यतीश जी first. यतीश जी बोले थे फिर
okay,
जाते हैं.
what Praveen sir is saying might have good validity, because if I am a contracted restaurant operator, I may not
Yes.
have I may not have access to that rate tariff and all that. I
Correct.
mean,
Yeah.
I am so that is where even the previous notification had some degree of impossibility. You are telling me to find out the hotel's rate, which is not even my business. I am only
Right.
paying rent. And then
Right.
you will say you change your rate immediately. Even if it is my own hotel, I am not able to do it. That's why now they've given you that end of the year or next year.
Yeah.
Where is the question of me knowing something beyond my business? So that way, maybe the interpretation what Praveen sir is saying has got good validity. Now it is corrected with this notification. Now, obviously, it has to be an independent. It has to be the same supplier now.
Yeah.
Sir, one more point I would like to add here for the clarity.
Yes.
That once you don't change the concept from it is running out from ages earlier also, just by making a clarification, the taxability should not change. So this interpretation or a clarification should be deemingly considered as an applicable from retrospectively only.
Yes.
So once you clarify, department will never accept this argument, but courts will definitely accept that once you clarify some position, and once you accept that clarification that your demand should be separate for restaurant and separate if they are owned, control, managed, run by the separate person, that only.
Yes.
Right. So in that situation, earlier demand should also go.
Let us see. अभी वो तो as is very basic section 11A पे सब कुछ अपनी उम्मीद है हम लोग टिका रखते हैं. I will go back to Paul sir. Paul sir,
Yes,
over
sir.
to you.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, I fully agree with Praveen sir, because see, taking into account Coimbatore, there is a amusement park. Amusement park, it has got attached rooms and everything. Okay, you can walk to the amusement park through that hotel.
Okay.
And for that also they give some concession in case of when you are booking your rooms. Room rent is more than 7,500. That
Okay.
amusement parks also got restaurants inside the
Okay.
amusement park. So
Okay.
as Praveenji says, you cannot charge that what is charged inside that amusement park 18% for the hotels, because there is a declared tariff of more than 7,500 for the rooms. See, that is a separate entity, because there is a common entrance, not common entrance. There is a one side entrance through which the guests staying in the hotel or the rooms can go to the amusement park, and also they can take the food that is given in the amusement park. So
Yeah.
I fully agree with. See, the department is agreeing. If
And here,
the McDonald's or KFC is going to put up a restaurant, they will not charge them with 18%. But only if that other person is going to run a restaurant, they are going to charge 18%. It is ridiculous, sir.
no, I think we have another argument in our support also. Here, the person liable to pay tax is also different. The restaurant to whom I have leased out, he is a different entity altogether. But because I am managing around 15 to 16 hotels of all categories, starting from bread and breakfast to 5-star. So I have not come across, but SSG has said that it's there in the
Anuji,
yeah.
If you can go, if you can allow me to share, let's
Yes,
go
yes.
to rate notification. Because what we are
Take
discussing
minute.
is not coming through the rate notification.
Arpitji, just before that, we have another question. We'll take that question and then go to the rate notification. The question from Umesh ji is that what if there are more than one premises under same GST number? Can I opt premises wise? So that means in the same premises, in the same hotel premises, you have two GST numbers, means one for the restaurant, one for the hotel. Are you trying to say that? Or there are two hotels? How is the scenario, Umesh ji? That is also a thing. Because
there are two, I guess the question is there are two premises, there are two hotels running in two different premises. Can they opt for one premise under the higher rate and one for the lower rate?
yes, I think
Correct.
view,
That is what I wanted to say.
yeah.
So
in my view,
in Pune, I have
like,
separate places. One charging above 7,500, the other one charging less than 7,500.
So I think it's just like the project-wise thing that we have in rate notification 3/2019. It's like project-wise. So here it will be premises-wise because the word premises has been used. And I would presume they have different GST numbers also. So again, it would be a different entity altogether. So we have to go premises-wise only in that case. So now I'll just stop sharing for a
Sir,
moment.
1 second. I think in the declaration somewhere they have written that you have to apply premises by something. Just can we see last?
Yeah, here.
Yeah, somewhere I.
Not this one.
No, last line somewhere I just come down. I will just
Yeah.
come.
We understand the said declaration will apply to the entire financial year and will continue to apply in the same subsequent financial year. I declare the premises as not a specified premises by filing a declaration in the form specified. So it's about the premises.
Yeah, scroll down little last line somewhere I was.
Ma'am, at point number 1
Yeah,
itself, they are saying the premises at dash address. So
Yeah.
I guess it's address specific.
Here the above declaration
No,
declare.
but if you go to some of the cities, like I had been to Tripura, Agartala recently, Tripura. So in the same building, right, they have say around 6 hotels. So it's a business district. So they have 6 hotels. So the address would be same, only the floor numbers would be different.
Okay.
So I'll just stop for a moment. Arpit ji,
That is what I was saying, that what would be the definition of premises? That's what you said. There are 6 hotels in one premises on each floor.
yes. So each floor will be considered to be a separate premise because I think it's a different register. Arpit ji, you can share the rate notification.
No, I am not allowed.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Oh, sorry. Since I'm the speaker, I forgot to make you the host. I'm very sorry.
Sir, just one issue.
Bole na.
Sir, why will a hotel declare himself as specified premises just for the sake of restaurant? He is not going to get any benefit.
मिलता है ना सर हम लोगों को benefit मिलता है ना
क्या मिलेगा
अगर हाँ मुझे IT से मिलेगा ना I am getting IT for everything मैं बेकार में
Restaurant,
इसको
sir, restaurant को मिलेगा सर.
हाँ
But specified premises का declaration तो hotel वाला देगा, accommodation वाला.
तो मेरा क्या फायदा हो रहा है? Because in one of some of the cases
Accommodation वाले का कोई फायदा नहीं हो रहा है ना?
नहीं हो रहा है सर. देखिए अभी जो 5-star hotels है ना, they for the lower premium segment group, they are all charging 18%. They are not going to the झमेला. They think क्यों कर रहे हैं? Because for others they are availing ITC ना. एक रेस्टोरेंट के लिए उनका प्रॉब्लम हो जा रहा था. एक तो वो, दूसरा प्रॉब्लम है आपका ई-कॉमर्स ऑपरेटर वाला बिलिंग. वही हमारा मेन हेडेक है.
सर ये सब हेडेक रेस्टोरेंट के लिए है. मतलब आप जो बोल रहे हो जिसका होटल और रेस्टोरेंट दोनों साथ में है उसके लिए फायदा है. बट समझ लीजिए यहाँ पे अब जैसे चेन्नई सिटी में आप देखोगे ना तो 90% of the restaurants are standalone restaurants, not owned by the hotels.
नहीं उसमें तो नहीं आएंगे. Then they will not come in this, no. Then they will not come.
तो वो अगर वो रेस्टोरेंट आके होटल वाले को बोलेगा भाई तो स्पेसिफाइड प्रीमिसेस डिक्लेयर कर भाई मेरे लिए, मेरे को आईटी से लेना है.
नहीं विशाल जी, that's what we just discussed. Here the word is supplier. अभी जो बताया ना प्रवीण जी ने कि that is a stand. यहाँ पे person liable to pay tax is different. Restaurant वाला restaurant के लिए दे रहा है और वो अलग है. So even if the restaurant is falling in that particular premises, he cannot claim the benefit of specified premises. He is an independent person altogether.
Okay.
Arupji, one more advantage what sir is asking this, I think is there will be some certainty. Suppose I'm not sure next year. Suppose I'm not sure I'm going to cross 7.5 or I may end at 7,300. I may cross 7.5 in a good season. I'm not sure.
नहीं but उसका तो
I will choose one of the positions which that option is given.
नहीं इसका तो at least they have given the benefit no that they have said in the preceding financial year कर दिया है. So in the preceding
अगर उसने 18 choose किया तो फिर उसको मतलब he doesn't have to keep on checking his tariff and this. He's into 18. I mean somebody who's below 7.5.
No, even if उनका last year में अगर last year में उनका 18% cross नहीं हुआ है, next year even if it crosses, say in the month of April only it crosses 18%, फिर भी उनका headache नहीं है ना, because now it is preceding financial year.
Agree, he still gets the end. Yeah, that year he gets. Yeah.
This certainty is what we wanted. हम लोगों ने mainly यही बोला था कि आप सर कर दो, problem नहीं है, बड़ी certainty दे दो. अच्छा, sorry, Arpit ji, over to you. देखिए तो अभी कर सकते कि नहीं? हाँ, कर सकते. No, to policy. अर्पित जी आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. अर्पित जी. While Arpit ji connects,
Yes.
Arpit ji, while you connect, I'll just take 10 seconds. I would first of all like to thank all the participants for joining because many of you may leave by 10. So it really heartens our heart when you join because हम और Arpit ji और Venu and Unni we discuss that this kind of thing we need to continue to do because अगर किसी ना किसी कारण से हम लोग रोक देते हैं फिर वो the momentum gets lost. So sometimes it may happen that we all have emergencies and urgencies, but I think we should continue. And thanks to all of you for supporting by joining on a day-to-day basis. Arpit ji, over to you.
Arupji, what they have done is that they have only defined the specified premises, changed the definition. They have not changed the rate notification. So going back to the previous era, which is presently running before 1st April 2025, what they have said that supply of restaurant services other than at specified premises. So they have not classified who is the owner of the specified premises, whether that specified premises is owned by me or by any other person. And if you go to supply of outdoor catering, where we were arguing that since it is the rooms are not in my control, how will I decide what is the rate? Now for supply of outdoor catering at premises other than specified premises, provided by any person other than suppliers providing hotel accommodation at specified. But a person who is providing hotel accommodation at specified premises at any other place goes to a place and then provides outdoor catering, he also would be covered.
Yes.
Purely plates.
So the thing is that now they have made a departure from the earlier notification, and previously it was not very clear that the supplier of the hotel accommodation and restaurant has to be same. Yes, we may argue. We may always argue that it is a theory of impossibility that how can I do? But the rate notification was nowhere providing such distinction. Now they have provided that for specified premises, both the owner and the restaurant person would have to same. And then how the catering services would be taxable, then it would become a questionable scenario.
Outdoor catering का भी क्यों लाना पड़ा? Outdoor catering का भी they are saying that since it's in that hotel accommodation, मतलब in that premises, so I'll be not eligible for 2.5, मतलब 5%. Because it is not.
For outdoor catering, both the conditions have to be fulfilled. First, you should not be a supplier located at specified premises.
Right.
Or you should not be hotelier providing hotel accommodation at specified premises. And secondly, the outdoor catering should also be at a premises which is not a specified premises.
Yes.
So when I am asked to ensure for outdoor catering that it should not be a place or a specified premise, that means wherein I am providing outdoor catering, it should not be a place wherein there is a hotel which is providing a accommodation more than 7,500.
Right. Practically what happens is, practically what happens is, if the restaurant in a hotel is charging 18%, then the outdoor caterer has to charge 18%.
Yes.
So that's how we do the check. Because and this outdoor catering also we had to fight. इसमें भी काफी notices आए हैं. मतलब 21, 22 में lot of banquet halls were raided and all those things. Like now it's happening in Jaipur. All these event management companies and all they're being entangled. So similar thing had happened for outdoor catering, and this view was brought कि 5% आपको नहीं मिलने वाला क्योंकि आप होटल में दे रहे हो. Because it's that premise, it's not about specified premises. That's it. Generally, आपको नहीं मिलने वाला है. Then this kind of clarification, they had helped that. अगर वो hotel specified premises है, तब जाके मुझे benefit नहीं मिलेगा. If वहाँ का restaurant जो है वो अगर 5% charge कर रहा है, तो मैं भी 5% charge कर सकता हूँ. But as you have rightly said, Arpit, this clarity has been brought in right now. Because
previously it was not as clear,
is,
I may argue, but
yes.
the default view which was being taken is if it is a specified premises, then whether I am the supplier of accommodation services, still if I am not the supplier accommodation, still I would have to charge 18%.
Yeah, luckily for us, we didn't get any notices. So we are not fortunate to find that. But it's good. I think that's an aspect that I'll just have to study even more and see whether actually somebody has got the notice or not. So I think this matter will have to put to rest, kya RPG, so that we go to the next matter. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sir. See, we are only making an initial discussion.
Yes.
So
these discussions are important. These discussions are important because here 28 people are here who are key decision holders in their own states.
Yes.
We all have a say. We are a part of a GRC, the local grievance redressal committee, or we are somehow addressing tax practitioners. We are addressing tax administrators. So we have that thing. So whatever we are discussing and understanding, we can always represent this before different forums. And that's how tax is going to evolve and help. I think Saturday morning sessions, SMS is important in that way also. So I think, 1 second. I think the declaration, do we need to go through the declarations? I think they're self-explanatory.
Arunji, we can go through the late fees notification.
Yeah, I think that
we have only
better.
14 minutes left.
Yes. So just give me 1 minute. I'll just open it. Okay.
RPG, you can take over. Arup sir has to go for personal work, he told.
For?
Arup sir, you told you got a personal call, no? So you can go. RPG can take over.
No. It's okay. RPG and me will do together. It's जुगलबंदी है ना, एक साथ ही करते हैं. अच्छा तो
doing जुगलबंदी today. We are not doing individual.
Because it was decided 10 minutes before the session.
Sir, one is 9 and one more is 9C, sir.
Yes. So देखिए, Paul sir, topic भी वही है, हम साथ है. ठीक है. So now the doubt in the department was whether 9 and 9C साथ है कि नहीं है. 9 के लिए अलग late fee, 9C के लिए अलग late fee applicable होगा ही नहीं होगा. That was the primary call. That was the notices that we were getting. And that's where taxpayers gave these representations and all, and this GST Council meeting thought it fit that they need to clarify it. So I will not get into all the details. I'll just, because section 44 and all we all know, but I'll just quickly take to some of the parts. So here, what does the notification say? It says that in hereby waives the amount of late fee referred to section 47 in respect of returns to be furnished under section 44 for the financial year 17-18 to 2023 in excess of the late fee payable under section 47 up to the date of furnishing of GST 9 for the same financial years for the class of registered persons who were required to furnish reconciliation statement in 9C along with annual return in GST 9, but failed to furnish the same along with the said return in GST 9 and furnish the said statement in 9C subsequently or before 31st March 2025. So primarily the argument that we were doing is section 47 is about late fee for returns, and you yourself have told in earlier section 44 and later amended 44 also that it's a reconciliation statement. So here in 44.2 you have said every registered person who is required to get his accounts audited in terms of 35 shall furnish along with a copy of the audited accounts and a reconciliation statement. So you have never used the word returns. You have used the word statement here. Again, when you amended it, okay. So what was 35.5, which was in existence from 1st July 2017 to 31st July 2021? It was a person who shall get his accounts audited by a chartered accountant or cost accountant and shall submit a copy of the audited accounts and the reconciliation statement So यहाँ पे आप reconciliation statement के बारे में बोल रहे हो. Then what did you do? From 1st August, you changed it. You made an amendment. What did you say? You said every person other than shall furnish an annual return which may include. So this is again an argument that we had taken, that which says which may include a self-certified reconciliation. So the word may is used when you are saying about 142(1)(a). You are saying may is discretionary, shall is mandatory. So while it's coming to the taxpayers, may will be discretionary. So even if I have not filed my 9C, there is no compulsion because the word used is may. It does not matter what you have changed in Rule 80. So now the department was arguing on the part of Rule 80. They said in Rule 80 हम लोगों ने बता दिया था. But when you see Rule 80, they had only defined it for 17, 18, 18, 19 clearly, saying that this अगर aggregate turnover 2.5 crore से 2 crore से ज़्यादा है या 5 crore से ज़्यादा है तो आपको 9C file करना पड़ेगा. When they amended Rule 80 on 1st August 2021, what did they say? They said here, every registered person, Rule 80, sub Rule 3, every registered person other than those referred to in the second proviso to Rule Section 44, whose aggregate turnover during a financial year exceeds 5 crore rupees, shall also furnish a self-certified reconciliation statement. Okay, as specified under Section 44 in Form GSTR 9C. So here they've used the word shall. That was the argument, that we have used the word shall in the rules, and there we have used the word may. So may shall का बहुत वो चक्कर चल रहा था, but our ultimate argument was 9C is not a separate document. It's a part of 9, and इसलिए we have to go back to the movie हम साथ साथ हैं. 9 और 9C साथ साथ है, तो late fee जो लगने वाला है वो सिर्फ 9 के लिए लगने वाला है, ना कि 9C के लिए अलग से. So finally, what is the analysis here? So till this whatever I have discussed, that is in the analysis. Now I'll quickly go through some of the FAQs, and then I'll wrap up the FAQs in maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll go with the questions also. So in between the FAQs, we can also take up the question. First FAQ is whether 9 includes 9C. So whatever we have discussed above, if you see, which may include a reconciliation, has to be added here in Section 44. They said that in Section 35, they said that an audited accounts along with the reconciliation statement has to be furnished with GSTR 9. So there is no understanding by the legislatures that GSTR 9C is an independent document. So they are going together. So that has been taken cognizance of. I've already filed GSTR 9 for 21-22 on 31st December. This will be 31st December 22. But there was a confusion regarding applicability of 9C. If I don't file it at all, are there any consequences? So RTP has filed 9, but he has not filed 9C. So what is the option given now? They have said, भैया आपने 9 timely file कर दिया, तो आपको late fees नहीं लगेगा. But what is the second condition? Second condition is please file your 9C by 31st March 2025. If you don't do that, so what will happen? Next question is, so first thing is, I have filed 9 within time. I have not filed the 9C. I file it within 31st March 2025. No penalty is going to come on me because the penalty will be due only till the date of furnishing of GSTR 9 for this 6 financial years. And why was 23-24 not taken into this part? Because 55th GST Council meeting, जो कि अर्पित जी के स्टेट में हुआ था, with the wonderful, I think, arrangements. So in that, they had taken the decision, which is before the 31st of December, which is the due date for filing GSTR 9. That is the reason why 23-24 is left out. Next is, so what happens if in the earliest scenario, if in the first scenario I file the 9C for 21-22 on 8th August 2025. So I missed the bus. वो client काफी बार होता है, they come to us, we tell, इसमें we'll need, X amount of fees. And then the client says, sir, ये बहुत ज़्यादा है. Then they think if they come after 7 days, we'll reduce the fees. But वो होता नहीं है. Then they forget, we also forget. And the client comes to you on 8th August 25. So what will happen? In this case, since that's in my view, in this case, since the RTP has not filed the 9C within 31st March 2025, what will happen is the late fee will now be due till the period when he's filing, which is 8th August 2025. There are two thoughts on this. We had a session yesterday in the evening. So in that, there are multiple views on this. So I would like the view of the House on this in a few minutes when I close on this. So what is your view on this particular issue where you missed the bus of 31st March 2025? Next is RPL had filed GSTR 9 for 2023 on 30th December 23, but filed its 9C only on 20th November 2024. Will it be liable to pay any late fees under 47? So here, what has happened? since it has already filed the 9 within due date, though it has filed the 9C after the due date, since it is now considered that 9 and 9C are a complete part, and why are you paying the late fee till if you have not filed the 9C within due date is because the filing of GSTR 9 is not considered to be complete till you file the reconciliation statement wherever it is applicable. So if your turnover is beyond 5 crores, you have filed the 9, that will not be taken to a compliance until and unless you file 9C. That's why you are bound to actually pay the late fee till the date of 9C. In this case, since it relates to a period before 2022-23, since you have filed the 9 within time, even though you filed the 9C after a delay, there is no late fee here. Next is Hasi Private Limited has filed its 9 for 1920 on 9 January 2020. Sorry, it will be 21. And 9C on 12th March 21. Okay, 9C on 9 January 2021. Will it have to pay late fee for both the delays? 9 days for GSTR 9 and 71 days for GSTR 9C. Okay, because these are views that was taken by the department in many places that 9 ke liye alag hai, 100 rupiya, and 9C ke liye alag hai. So we need to understand that for all these 6 years, late fee will only be applicable for 9. So here, since you have filed the 9C, the 9 on 9th of January 2021, okay, you have filed the 9 on 9 January 2021, you'll have to pay late fees for 9 days and not for 71 days. So, the late fees of 9C. Why? Because ultimately, you have filed your 9C also before 31st March 2025. Next question is, if I have filed the GSTR 9 with or without late fees, but I have not filed the 9C for any financial year during 17-18 to 2023. Now I file the 9C within 31st March 2025. Will I need to pay any late fees? All these questions are assimilated from some of the sessions that we had. So here again, the question is, since you are filing the 9C within 31st March 2025, which is the last date given for waiver of the late fees. Okay. And please bear in mind, it's not waiver of the late fees of 9C, it's waiver of late fees of 9, because 9 is not completed till 9C is filed. So here, since you are filing the 9C within 31st March 2025, it will be considered that you have done the compliance, no late fee will be applicable. For 23-24 onwards, how will late fees be computed? So from 23-24 onwards, late fee will be computed considering the date of furnishing of your reconciliation statement in GSTR 9C. So even if you have filed your 9 within 31st December 23, if you have filed your 9C on say 1st of February, then you have done a delay of 31 days. So even in this case, though you have filed your 9 on time for GSTR 9, mind it, for not 9C, for GSTR 9, you have to pay a late fee for those 31 days till you have furnished 9C. So now the questions are raised as to how the mechanism will happen, because 9C maybe late fee ka koi competition nahi hai, sirf 9 mein hai. So that is something that we need to see. If you are filing your 9 within the due date, maybe no late fee will be charged. But when you are filing your 9C, maybe they'll charge the late fee in that case. And say you have filed the 9 after a delay, and then you are filing your late fee. Now we need to see whether those two components, or in those cases wherein the turnover is above 5 crores, till 9, I think no late fees will be charged. Only when 9C will be filed, the late fee will be charged. So we need to see this implementation in the practical field. But this is what I would have understood. Now we have around 3 minutes, 4 minutes actually, because we started 2 minutes late. So now we can have the house is open for all the questions and discussion. Arpit, over to you.
Arupji, Chetan here. Arupji.
Yeah.
Arupji, just a question. When we are talking on that, when GSTR 9 and GSTR 9C are together, so if my 9 is late and 9C is also late, whatever late period for 9, only for that period I have to bear a late fees. That is what we are trying to talk. Okay?
Till 22-23.
Till 22-23. Say, for example, in one of the case, 22-23, 9 is also pending as of today and 9C is also pending.
Right.
Okay, and I am filing it, say, for example, till 31st January 2025.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, say, for example, my due date was 31st December 2023. So for entire 13 months, whatever late fees for 9 is there, that I have to bear. This is what you are trying to put?
Yes. That's what that's what they are trying to clarify. Because the field formations in the revenue, the viewer has taken that 9 and 9 are two separate forms. and that's why 47 में दोनों का late fee अलग से लगेगा. This clarification had to be brought for that, but at the same time, the revenue also took cognizance of the concern of the field formations that if there is no late fee on the 9C और या फिर 9C का जो delay हो इसके लिए अगर कोई implication नहीं रहेगा, फिर 9C file ही नहीं होगा, then maybe investigation will get delayed. So that's why this complete clarity has been brought in that 9 भले ही आप file कर दो, if 9C is applicable, 9C आप जब तक file नहीं करोगे, आपका late fee का meter चालू रहेगा.
But when we read this in harmony, will it happen in future? Say, for example, 23-24, which is not been considered because in December the council meeting was there where due date of 31st December was not completed. Now in 23-24, somebody has filing a 9, say for example, 1 month delay, and also filing 9C 1 month delay. Okay. So can this particular analogy be drawn in future that 9C and 9 is together?
That,
so you meant to say
that is what they're trying to say.
It means now 9C there will not be any late fee in future also, considering all this explanation is acceptable. In 9, whatever is late fee is coming, that is to be there, and 9C you have to file within time according to your 9. So ideally you have to file on the 9. When you are filing 9, you have to file 9C actually. You have to not to be delayed on any reason. Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you. Got it.
Arpit, your views, Paul sir.
Arupji, the interesting thing is that if we go through section 44(1) or 44(2), it said that the annual return has to be filed along with the financial statement, audited financial statement and the reconciliation statement.
Yes,
so the interesting view that they have taken is that reconciliation statement is part of the annual return. Therefore, if reconciliation statement is not filed, therefore late fees would be payable up to reconciliation statement.
Yes.
So since audited annual accounts have been mentioned in the same breath, so tomorrow they will bring a new notification that if annual audited accounts have been furnished late,
No, that I've analyzed. That in rule,
what I'm trying to say is that late fees is only applicable on late filing of return.
Right.
And 9C is not a return, it is a statement. Yes, without filing 9C, 9 may be incomplete. But the return has been filed on the portal. Since the portal is allowing me to file, therefore you can levy a penalty under section 125, but levy of late fees up to 9C. Then it goes against the entire theorem of section 47, wherein late fees can only be levied till the filing of the return.
That is the argument that we have taken. Even we have taken this argument. If you see after the amendment from 1st August 2021, they have changed the word. They have said which may include a self-certified reconciliation statement. So here, Arpit, they have removed the word audited accounts. From 1st August 2021.
It is in the next rate. Reconcile the value of supply declared in administration with the audited financials for every.
But they have not said that you have to include that. So that is one thing they have done. But anyway, that is not a part.
But in section it is still there. In section it is still there.
We have taken this argument कि sir आप 142(1)A में बोल रहे हो for DRC 01A कि अभी May हो गया तो it's not mandatory that we should issue it. तो यहाँ पे अगर May है then why it is mandatory? It has to be discretionary because you have to take both the balances, no? अगर आप
ideal scenario would have been that they should have combined 9 and 9C in single return.
That surprisingly, this is the third discussion that I'm having on 9, this particular notification. And in all the 3 discussions, this thing has only come up that 9 and 9C should be made together. एक साथ कर दो, एक ही like we had in West Bengal VAT. In West Bengal VAT, it was like this only. First you give as per your accounts, then you reconcile your accounts with your returns that you have filed. कहाँ पे आपने कम दिखाया, ज़्यादा दिखाया. So Form 88 was exactly like that. And I'm told in Maharashtra VAT also, there is a similar kind of a thing. I'm not sure because I've not done Maharashtra VAT.
Yes, Arupji. It was there in Maharashtra also.
So I've been told yesterday in the seminar, somebody told that Maharashtra VAT maybe same thing was there. Like, so this is the exact recommendation or request that is coming. Maybe in the few days to come, we'll see that only. There is a marriage between 9 and 9C. So let's see what happens.
Arupji.
Boliye, sir.
If you have a third session on 9(9)C, this itself proves that this is not good and simple tax.
I'll tell you something. It's on, but I think I should stop the recording once. Okay, anyways, before I stop the recording, thanks to everyone for joining in today. It was really wonderful for the discussion. And we can see that when you are discussing such things in such depth, it shows that, you know, the kind of value insights that we are carrying out from here. So 1 second.
Arupji,
I've stopped.
Arupji, yeah, this FAQ what you were reading, it has been prepared by your deliberation, prepared for your deliberation, or it has been released by department?
I've prepared it for my deliberation.
Okay, okay. Is it possible for you to?
Because they told me at 4 p.m. that at 5:30 I have to take a session.
No problem. Is it possible for you to share this?
Yeah, I'll be sharing it in some time. Just within थोड़ा सा गलती है वो सब ठीक कर लेता हूँ करके
No
share
problem.
करते हैं.
No
Somehow I
problem.
didn't
Thank you very
realize.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So once I'll just stop the recording once. Yeah.